Hello, beautiful souls. I am Awakened Soul, and today we're going to be reviewing Bitcoin and we're going to set our next targets. First thing is, you want to start off on your weekly time frame, placing support and resistance within the price action. I like to turn on my pivot highs and lows indicator that I've set to 555, and that just gives me a great view where my support and where my resistance is at. Once that's said and done in your weekly, go down to your daily. Within your daily, you want to draw your trend lines. I like to turn on my pivot highs and low indicator, and I do have two that overlap. It's the higher high, lower low live indicator. One is set at 30 and my other one is set at 9. So once I turn on those indicators, it just gives me a great view of my trend lines from high to lower high. Let me make this thinner. It's too thick. There we go. So that's my trend line, and then we have from lows to higher lows here. Okay, not perfect. That's my daily trend lines. I'm just gonna leave it that way. There is a high printed here, so I'm gonna go ahead and trend line from this point to this high. Okay, once you set your trend lines, you want to find your daily range. How do you find your daily range? Ranges are based on support and resistance, right? So my daily range, you want to find the highs and lows. So this is a support because there was a consolidation here, and if you could see the wicks are resting. My next support, hopefully that makes sense. There was a trend phase and now there's a consolidation here, and all the wicks are resting on this support. Okay, and of course my resistance will be the same as the weekly. So this is my daily range. Okay, so now that you have your trend lines, you have your daily range, you could definitely turn on your VRVP, and that just gives you a good perspective, a good view where price action may return to. So within the daily, go ahead and turn it on and mark it. I like to use, again, my horizontal line. Just go ahead and mark it. Let me change the color. Turn off the indicator. Okay, so I have my point of control, my trend lines, my daily range. Within the daily trend lines, you could find a Joe target just based on a 2-point touch. So 1 touch, 2 touch, and then you're going to go right in between to see the lowest price. Lowest price seems to be 15,464. So we're just going to go right to the top. There you go. And mark it on our trend line. And that would be our bullish target for the daily. Again, lowest price action, just go to the top. Let me go ahead and highlight it. Okay, so if we were to break down, I didn't draw it, but here it is. 1 touch, 2 touch, and we're about to break this daily trend line. But if we were about to break down, again, I would look at my pivot highs and lows. Why is it not showing? Maybe in the 4 hours. And I would look at my highest price action. It will be 23,968 from this point to this point, and that will give me a daily target here. Oops, let me mark it. There you go. Let me go ahead and highlight it. Okay, so how would I decide to take a short or a long? Oh, let's go back to the daily. Okay, so this is our setup for the daily. We have our bullish target and our bearish target. We have our point of control, we have our daily range, and we have our daily trend lines. Once that is said and done, go ahead and move to the 4 hour. Within the 4 hour, focus only on your 4 hour contraction phase, right? So this is our consolidation phase that we've been working on. That's all you should be focusing on. Just really briefly, if you haven't seen my previous videos, just to show you, the market works in a pattern, a cycle that repeats, right? We have a trend, we have a contraction phase, trend, contraction phase, trend, contraction phase. So within every time frame, or within every chart, you could see a contraction and a trend phase, right? Just really quick, we have this contraction, it's just a consolidation. Then we have a trend, contraction, trend down. This was a huge contraction area. You get the point. Anyhow, so let's go ahead and focus on our contraction phase where price action is playing now. So this is our contraction phase, and this is all we're going to be focused on in the 4 hour. So within the 4 hour, you want to turn on your indicator, your higher high, lower low indicator, and I like to turn it on because it gives me a good view where, again, my trend lines are going to be placed. So I'm going to connect my highs. Let me change the color. So 4 hour place will be blue, trend lines. And I'm going to connect my lows here. Right, 2-point touch is good enough. Okay. So once I have my 4 hour trend lines, you want to set your 4 hour range. So this is our 4 hour high. This is our 4 hour low. And again, you could turn on your pivot highs and lows to help you out finding the highs and lows. See how this is the highest price, lowest price. This is our price action, so this is all we're concerned about. Okay. So now that we're here, you want to set your next possible target. So for me to take a short, I need to see my 12 and 26 EMAs cross to the downside. So this green line that we pulled all the way from the bottom is a daily trend line, powerful trend line that is the price action is playing within. So if we are about to cross down, I want to see again my 12 and my 26 EMAs cross to the downside, and I want to see a confirmation of my previous higher lows being broken. An example, I want to see this completely break to the downside, retest, and then continuation to the downside, right? That would give me a 4 hour swing trade position. And 4 hour trades are considered swings, and they could take weeks to play out. So patience is key, and understanding that it's not about getting the top, it's about being on the right side of the game. So if it wicks to the top and it breaks this high, I want to see retest and then continuation to the upside. And I would enter at my highest low right here with stop loss at my previous higher low, and then I'll take that long. I hope that makes sense. So now that we're here in my 4 hour, I'm going to connect 4 hour trend lines. So I have my resistance, my support. I have some blue 4 hour trend lines here, and let's keep focusing on that price action right now. So I'm going to connect my wicks. Right, so this is the wedge where we're playing right now. Let me highlight it for you. Okay, I'm not connecting any wicks here just because this is not concluded, it's not confirmed. So this is the wedge that we're playing, and who's not to say that we could continue within here, then break to the upside or break to the downside. Okay, so set your alarms if you like. If you're playing a swing, right, set your alarm crossing up and come back and reassess. This is your 4-hour trend line. Set your alarm crossing down. What happened? It's not setting my alarm. And yeah, that's how I will determine my next move for my swing trade. And again, you have your upside and downside targets. Really important as a technical analysis to have expectations for both sides. The charts will do what they want to do. Nobody knows where they're going. So be prepared to go long or be prepared to go short. And this is it. And I hope you learned something new. And remember to do everything with love.